Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Thank you so much for listening, for downloading, for sharing. I really appreciate all your guys' support and love, and I hope that you're really enjoying the show. I genuinely hope so. I just wanted to start encouraging you guys to, if you have a moment, to rate the podcast wherever you listen to it, if it allows you to do that. I do know you can do that on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. According to the stats, it seems like a lot of you guys listen via Spotify. So if you were able to do that, give some feedback, it would help to encourage other listeners to the show. And then hopefully the show can grow and, become something bigger than it is now so that I'm able to give back more to you. That would be fantastic. Also, I encourage you that if you have any questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topic suggestions, or if you just want to say hi to me and interact, come follow me and send me a DM on Instagram. It's at Sabrina Joy Perozzo. If you need to know how to spell that, that is in the description box below with all the notes for the show. That would be fantastic. I would love to get to know you guys and just, take any feedback or messages that you may have. I would love to get to know you guys and understand what you guys want more of, what topics you enjoy more, like what your suggestions are and what I could do better for you, because I am here to serve you. And again, I just appreciate all your support and your help. So let's go ahead and jump into the episode. Happy Wednesday, my friends. Again, welcome back to the podcast. Just a reminder that this week we are talking about encouragements for the year. And today, Wednesday, we're going to talk about give back as much as you can. But before we start the episode, I want to encourage you to do the 5-minute reset. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it is literally just an opportunity for you to restart your day, so you can take at least 5 minutes to be by yourself to reset, reboot, restart your day right then and there. Take a break from any issues or burdens that are holding you back. Come up with any resolutions for problems and issues that you're dealing with. Create a short gratitude list of at least 4 things that are big, small, or medium size, which could be grateful for being able to get outside for a nice walk today, being able to get a nap in maybe in the middle of the day, whether you work from home or you just took some time from work to get a quick nap in, even in your car. I used to do that a lot. Maybe you're just grateful for the shoes on your feet and the clothes on your back, or maybe you're grateful that you were able to make something super yummy for dinner and it was back on some sort of like healthier style that you would prefer to help you just become healthier in general. Whatever it is, you can be grateful for it. It's a never-ending list, which is amazing. And then make sure that you round your 5-minute reset up with feeling at least neutral, if not positive, with the rest of the day, because spending more time focusing on the blessings and the positives will help you get through any negative, tough times that you may be experiencing. But I do hope you're having a good, great day. So today, talking about giving back as much as you can. I love giving back, volunteering. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I wanted to incorporate it into this week's topic. I talk about gratitude a lot because it's super important in our everyday lives, but something that is just as important is giving back to others as much as you can. Giving back can look any way you want. Any way you want, I promise. And there aren't really any rules or obligations and expectations. I'd say the only thing you should be wary is not engaging in helping someone just to benefit yourself, because that's selfish, right? We all understand that. Don't go into it to just get something from someone or do it so that you can get those accolades, that clout, whatever, attention. Do it because you genuinely want to do it, But giving back can be beneficial to you without it being all about you. Totally it can. But the desire to give back should come from the heart ultimately, because, it needs to be genuine. It does. I feel like that's one of the key things. It has to be genuine. If it's not genuine, you need to find a different way to give back. That's just it. And this is why I mentioned that giving back can look any way that you want as long as it is genuine. And I feel like a lot of people think that giving back only means you have to volunteer with old people or at church or at an outreach for homeless people, which all of those are beautiful ways and resources for you to give back and love on people and to really use your time wisely. However, those are not the only ways. And I feel like people feel like giving back has to be within that box, within that role. And that's just not true. It can be expanded in so many different ways. Like your imagination can take you to so many opportunities. And I want you to know that so that you feel like it is easier for you to start thinking about how you can jump on the bandwagon, which is like one of the best bandwagons, to give back. Giving back can fill you with purpose and the fulfilling feeling of contributing to those around you and in your community. It will also allow you to get to know others better if you're helping new friends and people in your community. Let's say you just moved somewhere new. It's a great way for you to meet new people, get oriented with your community, with your neighborhood, and just know people better. Now, I understand. We're all in a pandemic, and not everyone's areas where you live is as open to being able to do things like that. I'm sure there are definitely states that in cities and countries that you can do way more than you can in other places. Where I live here in Washington State, some things are opening back up, and there are some ways that you can volunteer. There's definitely one specific way that I love volunteering that I cannot do currently right now, which is kind of a bummer. My daughter is involved in children's theater, and they just recently started back their classes, even though they have COVID precautions happening, distancing, masks, sanitation, all that kind of stuff. But usually with the children's theater, we have shows, live shows, and we're not doing those right now. There is one that's being done, but it's not being done the same way, and they're not taking parent volunteers, where before, pre-pandemic, it was required that one parent would volunteer for the show if your child was going to be a part of the show. And it's actually something that I love and I miss doing. I actually miss volunteering my time. I would always volunteer for a position that actually took like time and a little bit of weight of like kind of managing people and also, giving ideas and inspiration. And I love it. I miss it dearly. I truly do. And I hope that if you start investigating different ways that you can give back, that you will find something that will be as equally fulfilling, exciting, something that you actually miss doing when you're not doing it, or if there's a period of time, like right now for me, that you just can't do it. It's just not something that's being allowed because of whatever reason, pandemic or not. So that's the kind of thing that I want you to do. But yeah, I want you to find something that's truly fulfilling. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the classics that everyone talks about when you want to give back. Like I said, like you probably wouldn't necessarily see like a volunteer with children's theater on like a list somewhere. And also it is something that I kind of fell into because when I encouraged my daughter to join the program, and then it kind of progressed into her being interested in it, and then me joining and figuring out that spot that I really enjoy volunteering at within the whole production. It was like a perfect fit. And I know that if you try and put yourself out there, you will find your perfect fit. And I do volunteer at other places. I sing at church, and sometimes when there's other like events, like there's an event that we hold every Christmas at our church where we help parents that are maybe not as financially full as some other people. They come, and our church donates presents, and then we have people come and we help them pick out presents and wrap the presents and all this stuff. And it's a whole production. It's something I love doing. And anyway, so I think I've talked enough about that. But yes, I'm just saying that for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, if you try, you will be able to find those perfect little fits for you in giving back to those around you, your community, your city, your neighborhood, whatever it is. Giving back can fill you with purpose and the fulfilling feeling of contributing to those around you. And like I said, I just needed to reiterate that because it's definitely so fulfilling. I'm sure you can tell by the way that I'm talking and how excited I am. And I wanted to mention giving back as an encouragement for the year because it can shake things up a bit and redirect our mindsets from focusing so hard on the negative and move to something more positive and fulfilling. Like I mentioned all the time, we can get so caught up in obsessing over our troubles and problems without taking the time to reflect back gratitude, blessings, and hope for the future. I think something that I don't talk a lot about is like having actual hope for the future, because you can be in a really rough time. You can be going through the hardest time of your entire life. But if you still have continued hope for the future and know that things are going to get better as the situation progresses and as you continue to stay strong, that will help you get through that hard time. But I feel like, as I talk about all the time, it's easier to lean back on the negatives and point all of those things out and talk about all the troubles and the issues that you're going through, rather than to dig deep and figure out everything that you are grateful for, the blessings that are still continuing to happen in your life, even the smallest positive things, like you saw a deer outside your bedroom window. Like, that's really special and magical. Or you were able to take a walk and it was really nice and refreshing and time to yourself. Like, these are all amazing things that we need to continue to point out and realize how integral they are, and how those things can really change our mindset and help us get through those really hard times. But yeah, and I think this is a really big encouragement for the year, because I always talk about mindset shifts and changing your perspective and how that can really help you grow and become your best self. And definitely giving back can contribute to that by stepping away from everything that you're focusing on and helping someone else. Giving back can make all the difference. And if you aren't very versed in it, if you don't have a lot of experience in giving back, you should try it out, even on a small scale, like tagging along with someone else that helps out somewhere. Maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe you don't know where your perfect fit is going to be. Like, you have no idea at all. Then just find someone else that does something to give back that sounds mildly interesting to you, and do it. So that's kind of like what I did when talking about the church event that we have for Christmas time. I was trying to find something else to volunteer with at church, and there had been several things that I've been involved with. The thing that touches my heart the most definitely is doing the worship team. And you might think, like, how is it giving back? Well, it's giving your time of actually preparing during the week, practicing your songs, and then getting there on time to practice with the team, and then committing to multiple services, and just doing your best to be a good helper in the worship in the worship time during church. And I just feel like it's a great way for me to contribute and volunteer at church, because you are volunteering your time, and I love it. But I wanted to find another way to give back. And so this event called Live Love at our church, where we give presents to families that are in need, and I know I said that kind of terribly earlier. I didn't mean like they're like less fortunate or anything like that. Some people just are in need and are under tough times, and donations with presents are really helpful, especially when you're really going through it. And so we would have this event, and I remember when my friends was like, yeah, I'm going to this event, I know I do it every year. And I was like, oh, okay, well, can I come along and join? And of course, more the merrier. And so I joined the gift wrapping team, because I love wrapping gifts. I do. And then I'd been doing it for years after I went the first time, because I realized how much fun it is. It's a little chaotic, but it's so exciting. And then when you take it a moment just to peek down at all the people that look so appreciative and happy and excited that they were able to come and get presents for their kids, and pick out like quality things and have them wrap for them and give to them and ready to go for Christmas, and just to feel like your life is kind of normal in that aspect, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I feel like that kind of experience where you just tag along with someone and then find something you love can definitely happen to you. But I also believe that you can go and try something out and it's just not for you. That's totally fine. Like, that's not a big deal. There was a point in time where I volunteered as like a big sister in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. And, I kind of enjoyed it, but it just wasn't my fit. I like mentoring and I like encouraging, but I just found that just wasn't a right fit for me. Definitely not during that time. I was much younger when I did that, when I was a part of that program, but I just felt like I was too up in my own fields to really be able to reach out and help those kids. Like, I definitely took them and we hung out and we had fun, but I didn't feel like the desire and the connection was there for me. But I know amazing people in my life that have done that program and they enjoy it to the fullest. So, you're going to find some that are not like that, quite don't hit as well as some other things, and that's fine. You can just continue to try new things. Your time is going to be seen as valuable whether you just come one time or you continue to come back and help. It doesn't matter, just as long as you find something that kind of just like hits the spot for you, But it just, It just feels so good, and I believe it's one of the best ways to get through your own rough times by taking the focus off what you're going through and assisting someone else in what they're going through. Taking time away from your own problems can bring perspective to your own problems and better prepare you for how to deal with those when it's time to do so. So I'm sure you've heard it. It's common advice for you to, step away from your own problems, help someone else when you are having trouble with your own issues, because it really can give you some more perspective. And it's not to diminish your problems at all, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, someone else has worse problems than me, I shouldn't be feeling bad. That's not true. You are entitled to your feelings. You are entitled to your experience and what's going on in your life. But I think that it just kind of gives you a break from obsessing over what's going on with you, from just having to deal with those pressures, that stress, that anxiety, whatever other emotions, anger, that those things might bring on you. And you are able to help someone else and feel good about that, and then come back a little bit refreshed, a little bit inspired on how to continue handling the situation that you are in personally. So that's another great reason to give back and help. And I don't think that's selfish at all. It's really just, taking that opportunity to switch things up and, be someone else's helper, because that same thing could happen to you. Maybe someone else is going through something really tough, and then they know you're going through something tough, and they come and help you out, and you benefit from that, but so do they. And it can go back and forth that way with so many different people. It's just amazing. And there are so many ways to give back to others. You can volunteer in so many organizations like homeless shelters or assistance, churches, schools, after-school activities, elderly homes, and so many more. You could also just offer your time to someone in your social circle that is in need, like I said, like friend to friend kind of situation. Maybe someone needs help keeping their home tidy. If you want to just offer and come help someone clean up their home, especially if it's something that they've spoken about as like a need or a frustration or a stress on their life, just offer to do that. Or if you know a mom that would be delighted with a break once a week and you could watch over the kiddos, that'd be fun. Or offer to teach someone a skill that you're good at. Your imagination is the limit on what you can offer as giving back to someone, as doing something good for someone, or you can go to the Humane Society and hang out with the puppers and the cats and any other animals that they have there. I don't know. And you can offer to pick up trash at parks or on the side of the road, the highways and the freeways and stuff like that. There are so many opportunities. And, if you need more ideas, Google is your best friend. Just go ahead and look up volunteer activities, especially in your region or area where you live. And then maybe something can be a little bit more specific. I bet maybe this is super random, but maybe you really enjoy snowboarding. And then you're like, how can I, something like this might sound selfish, but I don't think it is, because it can help you and also help someone else. So let's say that you really like snowboarding and you're like, how can I find a way to volunteer that involves something that's super fun for me, but a way to give back. So maybe you can find a local sloper somewhere that is in need of a trainer or a coach or someone to help with kids or adults even that need to learn how to do the sport, or help, keep them in line when they're learning how to do it. And maybe you can offer to volunteer to do that. And then you also still get to enjoy the thing that you love if you enjoy helping people or teaching them and, being involved in that way. But I feel like you can marry things that you really truly enjoy and being able to give back. I do that with singing because I love singing. I love it so much. And I do that with the children's theater because I was in drama since elementary school and I love it and adore it. And so I'm giving my time for free, but I am thoroughly enjoying it because it's within an interest of mine. So I feel like you can definitely, if you take a little bit of time to figure out how to marry the things that you truly love and enjoy and are really good at and how to give back, you will find your perfect match. Even writing letters, let me just end with this. Even writing letters, sending donations, and offering encouragement to others can be considered giving back as long as it comes from your heart and is genuine. Remember, it needs to come from your heart. It needs to be genuine. And then you could just add in what you really love and what you're interested in. And then you're going to find the perfect way for you to give back to your community, your friends, your family, your neighborhood, your state, whatever it is, a local organization. So, well, that's all I have to share on that, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, my name is Sabrina. I encourage you to check the description box for notes for the show, where to find me on Instagram. Come say hi, or send me an email. That's also there too. I am open to all of those things. And please join me tomorrow. Thursday's episode is talking about stay steady in your emotions as the encouragement of the year. But until next time, have a good one. Thank you so much for listening, sharing, and downloading. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.